Hi, gang. I'm introducing a new segment to the show. I'm calling it the 2 for 7 special, which is 2 short tales that I will tell you, totaling in 7 minutes. I gotta make this quick because it's gotta total exactly 7 minutes. I mean, what's it gonna look like if it's 7 minutes and 17 seconds? I'll be the laughingstock of the podcast world. Unless it's a comedic story, which is probably what you want, but it's not, okay? These stories could be anything. Anyway, gang, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy these stories. Oh, and one more thing. One of them is totally true, and one of them is totally fictional. And I'm not going to tell you which one is which. And if you really want to know which one is true and which one isn't, then stick around to the very end, and I'll tell you how you can find out. Story number 1. Unknown. In the ancient days of landlines, you know, those super old, super immobile phones harnessed into the wall, bunched up in curly cords like sloppy seaweed? Yeah, well, in those days, in the summertime, I was at home, alone, racking my 11-year-old brain for something to do. And so there I was, 3 full glasses of chocolate milk into a premature midlife crisis of sorts. It was so quiet. I remember both loving and despising it. Sure, I had my toys and my pad and my pencil and all my library VHS tapes. I know, ha ha ha. I even had the TV antenna-induced sounds of LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow on in the background, soon to be followed by Bob Ross and all his soothing, smooth-voiced, titanium white splendor. I had it all, but still, it'd be 2 solid days before even the rumors of friends coming over would circulate again. May as well have been 20 years. So I got up from the couch, stretched and yawned, and for some reason completely unknown to me, I said out loud the words, "I want to talk to somebody." I don't know why, but it just came out. And that boring summer day would have ended right then and there had it not been for one thing. The ringing truly startled me. You forget how quiet a midday lull really is until even the faintest of inklings blots it out. Again, the phone rang. I looked down at the caller ID, which only read one thing: unknown. Stupidly, I picked up the phone and said, hello? There was sort of an audible silence on the other end. Hello?
So what'd you want to talk about?
I froze.
There goes that train again.
I turned my head. Outside in the distance, I could hear the faint murmur of the mighty train's horn. I slammed down the phone and ran, and it seemed like the faster I ran, the more afraid I felt, and the more I felt whatever it was making me afraid at my back. I dove into my bed, and I laid underneath the covers until my family came home. And I've never spoken a word about it until now. Story 2. Back in time. Few things can ease a kid's mind like a surprise visit to a playground. And when we made an impromptu stop on our trip to the mountain, I knew that we'd just stumbled upon the Cadillac of playgrounds. The place was huge, seeming to shimmer in the noonday sun. It was a shrine to all the little gods of innocence and play. I mean, we're talking top-of-the-line, grade A material here. Clean, freshly painted play places all around. Plenty of slide real estate for all the gallivanting kids to get their fill. Swing sets overflowing with wide-open spaces, ripe for the swift soaring through. And myself? I hadn't yet fully come to appreciate pure scenic earth like I do now. So this little respite was a breath of fresh air, a quick shot of kids' civilization. My heart was alive and thumping with play in my bones as I swerved through the other kids I didn't know. As I passed them all, I remember feeling like I desperately wanted to know them all, and to be known by them all, and at the very same time have nothing to do with them all, to run away from them forever. So, after me and my brother had gotten our fill of this celestial play place, this brief oasis towards the mountain, our parents said it was time to go. Both relieved and saddened, I made my final trek back to the car. Then I saw him. a kid much younger than me. He blocked my path. To this day, I cannot remember his face, but I can still hear his voice, plain as day. He looked at me dead in the eye and said, "Hey, I know you. I saw you back in time." Something in his voice sent me for a loop, and before I could say anything, he ran away, seeming to disappear into eternity. I've never forgotten that kid and what he said to me. Back in time? What does that mean? I knew for a fact then, and I still do, that he didn't simply mean back in time as in a few weeks ago or a year ago. What did he mean? What did he know? Some past life? Some strange intersection of dreams? I felt so much somethingness in me when he said that. Way back then and now. Thank you all for listening to the very first installment of our new segment, the 2 for 7 Special, Volume 1. Actually, if your volume was on 1, then you probably didn't hear the story at all, so go back and listen to it. If you'd really like to know which story was actually true and happened to me and which one was fictional, then all you have to do is go to severalstorieshigh.com and sign up for our email list. And I know what you're thinking. This is just a ploy to get my email to add to a big group of other emails into a giant list, and all I've got to say is that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Just sign up for the email list, and I'll tell you which story was true and a little more information about the backstory on the email. And thanks for listening.